Namaste children, a hearty welcome to this 7th session for chapter number 2, triangles. Okay. How are you children? You must be doing well. Keep the social distance, maintain the social distance so that you can concentrate more on your studies children. Okay. We will just recall whatever we have learnt in the previous session, that is in the 6th session. We have learned 3 important theorem, that is converse of A theorem called SSS theorem, and then one more test for similarity is SAS theorem, and theorem number 2.7. Can you tell me which is this 2.7 theorem children? It has no name. So, you can remember this as applying that AA theorem to a right angle triangle only. So, these are the theorems that we had learned in our previous session, okay, and some related problems also we have understood. What about the homework children? You have done the homeworks. So, the 5 worked examples as well as the 16 problems of exercise 2.3, we believe that we have done all these problems with lot of dedication and sincerity, and we have written them very neatly in your class workbook. So, please show it to your teacher, take their suggestions, okay, so that you can confidently move forward. Okay. Now, in this session we will learn children another basic theorem, that is a theorem on areas of similar triangles. So, today we are going to understand a theorem based on the areas of similar triangles. Okay, shall we start? With the help of an activity, let us start this. So, before this, I think it is worth to recall the definition of the area children. So, here is the definition for area. Can you also recall this children? Yes, it is nothing but the amount of the surface, the extent of the surface contained within the boundary of a figure. So, the amount of surface or the extent of surface within the boundary of a figure, for that concept we are going to call it as area. So, here is some figure on your monitor screen, it has a boundary. So, to know how much surface it has within this boundary is called the area. In fact, surface is nothing but with that which has only 2 dimensions, that is length and breadth. So, such a concept is called as the surface, and therefore, a surface is a 2-dimensional figure also. Okay. Let us now, with this concept of area, let us understand and let us work out an activity for this. So, you are able to see beautiful similar triangles having the same shape, they are equiangular children, therefore, they have to be similar, therefore, triangle ABC is now similar to triangle DEF. Okay. But what about their sizes children, their areas? Definitely triangle ABC is quite larger than DEF, anybody can say this, but today we are going to understand how many times triangle ABC is larger than, bigger than the triangle DEF. That is the main objective of this session. Do you have any idea children how to find out the number of times the triangle ABC is larger than triangle DEF children? Okay. For this we have to divide the area of triangle ABC by the area of triangle DEF. Okay. So, this is how we can compare the 2 quantities of the same kind. So, this is called writing a ratio. So, if you want to calculate the area, you know area of a triangle is half into base into height. Okay. So, we will make BC and EF as the bases for these 2 triangles. When BC is made as the base, do you know the height? Yes, height is nothing but the length of the perpendicular drawn from the vertex to its opposite side. So, let AM be perpendicular to BC, you know the symbol for 90 degrees, you please put it at the vertex M. Similarly, DN, let DN be perpendicular to EF, children. So, we have the bases, we have the corresponding altitudes. Can you not calculate the areas now? Okay. For this, let us consider say BC as 12 units and EF as 6 units. Okay. This is about bases. What about the heights? Let AM be 4 units and say DN be 2 units. Now, with this, can we not calculate the area, children? Come on, take. So, what is the area of triangle ABC? Half into base into height, half into 12 into 4 upon half into 6 into 2. Therefore, that is equal to area of triangle ABC divided by area of triangle DEF is equal to, so 1 by 2 can be easily cancelled. So, 6 ones are 6 twos are, similarly 2 ones are 2 twos are, 2 into 2 is equal to 4. So, we got triangle ABC area divided by triangle DEF is equal to 4. It is just a number independent of the units. It says 4 times. Okay, 4 times means area of triangle ABC is 4 times the area of triangle DEF when the bases are in the ratio 2:1. When bases are in the ratio 2:1, in this particular case, the area of triangle ABC is 4 times area of triangle DEF. Beautiful, excellent. But we wanted to link the ratio between the areas to the corresponding sides of the two similar triangles. Is it possible to explore a kind of relationship between the areas of similar triangles and the ratio between the corresponding sides? No doubt. In this case, BC is double EF. So, we will write down first. So, BC upon EF is 12 by 6 is equal to 2, which means BC is twice EF. When BC is twice EF, then according to this, area of triangle ABC will be 4 times bigger than triangle DEF. So, observe the ratio between the corresponding sides, it is 2. The areas is 4 times. Can you make any relationship between 2 and 4, children? When you square 2, you get 4. Therefore, shall we find out what is BC square by EF square? BC square by EF square is nothing but 12 into 12 divided by 6 into 6, 6 ones are 6 twos are, again 6 ones are 6 twos are, so 2 twos are is equal to 4. So, areas of similar triangles, triangle ABC and triangle DEF is exactly equal to BC square by EF square. So, what is that? We can infer from this. Okay. Now, from this you can understand that if the bases are in the ratio 2:1, then the areas will be in the ratio 4:1. Or children, if the sides are in the ratio 3:1, then the areas will be just square the ratio 3:1. You will get 9:1. So, if BC were to be 3 times EF, then area of triangle ABC will be around 9 times the area of triangle DEF. So, this is the activity from which we are able to understand a relationship between the areas of similar triangles and the ratio between the corresponding sides. Now, is it possible to make a statement, a general statement for this property, children? So, triangle ABC divided by triangle DEF is equal to BC square by EF square. So, let us generalize this in the form of a statement like this. So, areas of similar triangles, okay, are proportional to what? To squares on their corresponding sides. Okay. So, squares on their corresponding sides is important. It is not just proportional to the corresponding sides, it is proportional to squares on their corresponding sides. This is what you must understand. So, this is according to our textbook theorem number 2.6. So, here is a figure coming up to you to prove this. Let us try to prove this theorem, this property. So, here is triangle ABC and triangle DEF which are similar to each other. means equiangular and the corresponding sides are in a proportion. So, we have to show that area of triangle ABC divided by area of triangle DEF is exactly equal to BC square by EF square, or AC square by DF square, or AB square DE square. Any one ratio can be taken and it can be shown, children. Here for the time being we will prove it for BC square by EF square only. Okay. So, how to prove this, children? So, if you want to calculate the area, you need the help of the altitudes, the perpendicular. So, we will make the following construction. Okay. So, draw AM perpendicular to BC in broken lines. So, this is our point M. So, the symbol for 90 degree also have to write at M, and similarly we have to draw DN perpendicular to EF. So, let us call this as N. So, draw AM and DN perpendicular to BC and EF respectively. Do you know why? This is because in order to calculate the area we require the altitudes, hence this construction. Shall we start, children, to prove? Okay. How to prove this, children? Come on, observe the figure along with the construction. How to show this? Square on their corresponding sides. We have to show that areas are proportional to squares on their corresponding sides. Can you see any equiangular triangles, children, in this after doing the construction? See, observe carefully. Triangle, right angle triangle AMB and right angle triangle DNE. Observe carefully. Are they equiangular, children? Okay, we will examine that. Okay, the first one, which is that angle equal, children, in both? Yes, angle ABM is equal to angle DN. Do you know the reason? It is because data. In data it is said that they are similar. Similar means equiangular. Okay, which is the next angle you want to propose? Okay, angle AMB and angle DNE are each equal to 90 degrees. Do you know the reason? Because of our construction. Okay, so this is enough to show that they are equiangular triangles. Okay, therefore we can say the right angle triangle AMB is similar to right angle triangle DNE because they are equiangular. Okay, so right angle triangle AMB and right angle triangle DNE are both similar, which means that they have the same shape, but the areas are different. But children, note here, you would have taken right angle triangle AMC also and compared with right angle triangle DNF also. So, while writing next time the proof at home, you compare right angle triangle AMC and right angle triangle DNF also. So, this is one more opportunity for you to practice this. Okay. Now, in this figure we have understood that the AB by DE is equal to AM by DN because those two are equiangular. When they are equiangular, the corresponding sides must be in the same ratio. So, on account of A criteria, so AB upon DE is equal to AM upon DN. ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ, ಇದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ಎ ಬಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಡಿ ಯ 3ರಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಇದ್ದರೆ ಆಗ ಎ ಎಮ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಕೂಡ ಡಿ ಎನ್ನಿನ 3 ಟೈಮ್ಸೇ ಇರುತ್ತಂತೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್. ಬಟ್ we already know that the same left hand side AB by D ratio is already equal to BC by EF because they are equiangular. By data you can say that they are equiangular. So, now compare the two left hand sides of the above two proportion and can you decide that the two right hand sides are equal because on account of axiom number 1, that is AM by DN is equal to BC by EF. So, this is the important stage in our proof, that is things which are equal to the same thing are equal to one another. Since the left hand sides are equal in the two proportions, the right hand sides must be equal. So, let us take a small break and try to understand the meaning of AM by DN is equal to BC by F in the next slide. Now, AM by DN is equal to BC by AF. Observe carefully the figure, children. What is the inference you can draw from this, children? ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಆಲ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ಗಳು ಯಾವ ರೇಷ್ಯೋನಲ್ಲಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಬಿ ಸಿ ಎಫ್ ಯಾವ ರೇಷ್ಯೋನಲ್ಲಿರುತ್ತೋ ಅದೇ ರೇಷ್ಯೋನಲ್ಲಿ ಎ ಎಮ್ಮು ಡಿ ಎನ್ನು ಇರುತ್ತಂತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಇನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಒನ್ ಶುಡ್ ಗೆಟ್. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಟೂ ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್, then the corresponding altitudes are also will be in the same ratio as that of the corresponding sides. This is what you must understand. Okay, AB by DA ಎಷ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೋ ಬಿ ಸಿ ಬೈ ಎಫು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ವಿಡ್ ಬಿ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಸಿ ಎ ಬೈ ಎಫ್ ಡಿನೂ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಈಗ ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಏನು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ, ಸೊ ಆಲ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಅದೇ ರೇಷ್ಯೋನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತಂತೆ. ನೋಡಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳು, ಎಷ್ಟು ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ವ, ಅಮೇಝಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ವ ಇವೆಲ್ಲನೂ. ಬರೀ ಸೈಡ್ಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದರೆ ಬರೀ ಸೈಡ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಪೋರ್ಷನೇಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ, ಆಲ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಅದೇ ರೇಷ್ಯೋನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ನಿಜವಾಗಲೂ ನನಗೆ ಈಗಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಇಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷ ಪಾಠ ಮಾಡಿದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಇದನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿದಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಅಮೇಝಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟು ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ. ಸೊ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ರೀಕಾಲ್ ದಟ್ ಇನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಪ್ರೂವ್ಡ್ ದಟ್ ದಿ ಕರಸ್ಪಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಮೀಡಿಯನ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಅದೇ ರೇಷ್ಯೋನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ಸು ಮೀಡಿಯನ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಆ ಸೈಡ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಯಾವ ರೇಷ್ಯೋನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಅದೇ ರೇಷ್ಯೋನಲ್ಲೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ದಯಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದು ಸರಿ ಮೆಲುಕು ಹಾಕಿ ರೀಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ನಾವಿವಾಗ ಈ ಪ್ರೂಫನ್ನು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಬೇಡ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ ಇವಾಗ. ಸೊ ಏರಿಯಾ ಆಫ್ ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್ ಎ ಬಿ ಸಿ ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ ಏರಿಯಾ ಆಫ್ ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್ ಡಿ ಎಫ್ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು, ಯು ನೋ ದಿ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ, ಹಾಫ್ ಇಂಟು ಬೇಸ್ ಇಂಟು ಎ ಎಮ್ ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ ಹಾಫ್ ಇಂಟು ಇ ಎಫ್ ಇಂಟು ಡಿ ಎನ್. ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೇ ಬಿಡೋಣ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ ಇವಾಗ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 1/2 is getting cancelled, but we shall write in this fashion: BC upon EF into AM upon DN. The purpose is, you know that you have already established that AM by DN is already equal to BC by EF, hence this is how we must write. So BC by EF we will keep it as it is, into AM by DN can be written as BC by EF only. Okay, so because AM by DN is also equal to, is as good as BC by EF, so on simplification you get BC square divided by EF square. This is what we wanted to prove, children. So we got it. Okay, so the areas of similar triangles are proportional to squares on their corresponding sides. See, we have established this. So this is a theorem on areas of similar triangles. Okay, now if two triangles are similar, you know that the respective sides, the corresponding sides are in a proportion. Okay, now we have also understood that areas of similar triangles are proportional to squares on their corresponding sides, that is BC square by EF square, or it is equal to AC square by DF square, or it is also equal to AB square divided by D square. So I request all of you to take down a small activity. So show that it is equal to AB by D square, or it is also equal to AC square by DF square. Do you know, a small change has to be made in our construction. If you want AB square by D square, what is that construction we have to do? The same construction, but from C and F we have to draw the altitudes. Understood? If you want to show that it is equal to AC square by DF square, so we have to draw altitudes from B and E to these opposite sides. So that's all the small change you have to make. So please take up this activity and practice well at home. Children, shall we take a worked example from our textbook? So here is a worked example number 9, and apply the theorem which we have just now learnt on areas. So here is a triangle ABC, a scalene triangle ABC, in which D is drawn parallel to BC. So arrow marks indicates that the lines are parallel in such a way that, children, we have to draw D in such a way that the area of triangle ABC is exactly double the area of triangle ADE. In such a way we have to draw D. We cannot draw anywhere we like. We have to draw in such a way that area of triangle ABC is twice the area of triangle DADE. In such a way you have to draw. So if you do this, we should now find out the ratio between EC and AC. In other words, we have to find out how far AC is bigger than, longer than EC. The ratio between these two respective sides has to be found out. Shall we work out, children? It's a very beautiful example given in our textbook. So the same figure we will keep it. So D is parallel to BC. It is given the triangle ABC is double the triangle ADE by data. Therefore, if you write this in the form of a ratio, we can write it as ABC divided by triangle ADE is 2 by 1. On cross multiplication, you go back to the same equation. Okay, you know that now you concentrate on the figure. Look at the figure and assume that AB is the transversal. If AB is the transversal, look at the corresponding angles, and if AC is the transversal, look at the corresponding angles which are equal. So now we have a beautiful situation in which the 3 angles of triangle ABC are respectively equal to 3 angles of triangle ADE. Therefore, come on, what can you say? You can say that triangle ABC is similar to triangle ADE. When they are similar, come on, apply the theorem 2.6, areas of similar triangles. We have just now learnt it. Come on, apply it. So you know that areas of similar triangles are proportional to squares on their corresponding sides. So therefore, we can write AC square by AE square is also equal to 2 by 1. Okay. So this is an account of theorem number 2.6. Tell me, children, how to go further? We are interested to find out EC by AC. How to do that? Yes. Don't you think we must take square root on either sides? So square root on the left hand side will give AC by AE, which is equal to root 2 by 1. We wanted EC by AC. Don't you think we have to take reciprocal for this proportion? So AE by AC is equal to 1 by root 2. Okay. Since we wanted EC, what is that we have to do? We have to subtract this proportion from 1. Okay. So 1 minus AE by AC is also equal to 1 minus 1 by root 2. Okay. So take LCM on either side and simplify. So if you subtract AE from AC, you get EC only. So EC by AC is equal to root 2 minus 1 divided by root 2. So observe the figure, AE upon AC is 1 by root 2, whereas EC upon AC is root 2 minus 1 divided by root 2. Now, this is because this can be obtained only by subtracting the proportion from 1. Then only you get AC minus AE, and hence this problem, children. So this is a very important relationship which you should remember. So with this, we have understood almost all the theorems given under similar triangle chapter. Let us try to apply this now in various cases. So here is a right angle triangle ABC in which angle ABC is equal to 90 degrees. AC is the hypotenuse. So imagine a square like this, children. Square means all the sides are equal, all the angles are equal. So another square on BC and similarly another square on AB also. Okay. Let us suppose that BC is 3 centimeter, AB is 4 and AC is 5 centimeter. Let us calculate the area. Area will be 3 into 3, 4 into 4, 5 into 5, that is 25, and you can easily see here 9 plus 16 is equal to 25. Therefore, we can say that AB square plus BC square is exactly equal to AC square. Children, this is in fact Pythagoras theorem. This is our Pythagoras theorem, children. Okay. Now, if you consider the sides as the A, B, C in smaller cases, you can also write this as A square plus C square is equal to B square, children. So here is the general enunciation for Pythagoras theorem. In a right angle triangle, the square on the hypotenuse, okay, is equal to the sum of the squares on the other two sides. So this is the general enunciation for Pythagoras theorem. Okay. Now, so here observe the right angle triangle as well as the rectangle. In the right angle triangle, AC is called the hypotenuse. The same thing in a rectangle, it is called as a diagonal. So in right angle triangle we call the side opposite to the right angle is hypotenuse, whereas the same thing in a rectangle it is called as the diagonal. The purpose is this, the purpose of telling you is this. So here is a rectangle ABCD in which two pairs of opposite sides are parallel and equal also. If you join AC children, you get the diagonal. Okay, let L be the length, B be the breadth and D be the length of the diagonal children. So Bodhayana way back in 800 BC, before Pythagoras, Euclid, so he has understood this and he states that in a rectangle the diagonal alone produces both the areas of which length and breadth would produce separately, children. See, this is how Bodhayana has stated in his Shluva Sutras. So this is presently known as the Pythagoras theorem. So L square plus B square is equal to D square. So in this 7th session, we have understood the theorem on areas of similar triangles. So beautiful, we have understood it, and some worked examples like example number 9, okay, and also we have introduced ourselves to Pythagoras theorem through an activity. Okay. In our next session, that is in the 8th session, we shall understand the proof for Pythagoras theorem and using the concepts of similar triangles and work out some problems, children. Will you take down the homework now, children? It is very, very important. Again, 9 problems of exercise 2.4. Understand them thoroughly, children, and then only you must write it in your class or book. My request is, please show it to your teacher, get their suggestions also. Okay. So with this, we wanted to conclude this session by giving you our best wishes for you, and thank you very, very much, children. I am T.K. Prasannamurthy, retired headmaster, Vijaya High School, Jayanagar, Bangalore, children. Namaste. Take care, children. Bye bye. See you in the next class. Thank you very much.